Hi, Doggywatch here. So today we're gonna review a movie called Flat Girls. So this movie is a movie from the director of the series 1 Year. It's a series that is basically a family series, a dramatic series from GDH, which this movie is from the same studio as well. This movie is about two girls who lives in the police flat. As they grow up, things started to change. So after I saw this movie, I think that this movie reminds me of the Florida Project from Mr. Sean Baker. So why do I think this movie is similar to the Florida Project? Because this movie mainly tells a story from one place. The police flat in the movie, you have to be invested in the entire story from one location, which the movie just goes around, travels around the places near this police flat. But the problem with this movie is that it expands too much. When they're concluding everything, they just fell apart a bit. This movie is gonna divide people. You're gonna like this movie, and some people might not like this movie. And then this movie is not exactly a sapphic or girls love movie. Basically, you only see one scene of them kissing. But the fact is that this movie reminds me of another Thai movie called Where We Belong. Where We Belong tells a story about two girls living in the countryside near the sea. In that movie, the other girl, she just wants to move away from her town and go somewhere else. The other girl just stays there. So this movie is kind of like similar to that movie because you really feel like you want to get out of this place. It's kind of like an A24 movie a bit. So what are the drawbacks of this movie? The drawbacks of this movie is that some parts you just feel like you're bored, and some parts you just feel like you're enjoying the movie. It kind of divides you a bit in one part as well, that I don't buy it in the movie that they go in this direction for the plot, which it does not work for the entire movie. I don't know why, but I'm kind of disappointed in how the story just quickly unfolds, and then they just can't find a way to end the movie after setting up many things in the movie. And then the other thing is that I feel like they just took most of the inspiration from the Florida Project too much. If you've seen that movie before, you will know that that scene they just basically took that from the
Here I
Florida
come. Here
Project.
I come.
Let's cut back to the pros. So I think that this movie has a really decent style. This movie has a cinematography similar to how they filmed the Florida Project, but with more budget. And then the actresses in this movie, I think they really did a good job. Everyone did a decent job. I think they have a really good side story with the male character, which I'm not gonna spoil. And then the music is just there. Sometimes you don't know if it's there. You just heard the voices of the nature, the voices of what is there in the background, which this movie heavily relies on that, which I think that they did a good job with that in making us care about the location that they're in. So if I put this movie in the equation, it would be Flat Girls is equals to Where We Belong plus Florida Project plus You and Me and Me. So to sum up all, I think that this movie is a decent movie, but it's not that great. There might be some parts where you can nitpick. There might be some parts that happens with that, but you don't really feel like it drags you down with how the story unfolds. I think it set up too much things and then it just kind of falls apart, which this thing that they have set up might divide some people when we finish the entire movie. So basically, this movie is a one location movie a bit, but it's not a one location movie where you just stuck in one place. You still go around places similar to like what you saw in like Florida Project, that you go to Disneyland. that you go to fuel station, that you go to places around that is around the motel in Florida project. But this movie is the police flat is that there are events going around. There are shops, there are cities, there are rivers, there are boats that you can see around. Which after you saw this movie and then you compare it with the Florida project, you can see the similarities that are there. So, Flat Girls coming to cinemas internationally soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe Doggy Watch channel.